The Grand Oak Hotel ballroom shimmered with nostalgia and expensive cocktails as the class of 2005 milled around, laughing over old memories. The 20-year reunion was in full swing, name tags, photo booths, and bad pop hits from their college years. At precisely 9:30 p.m., the lights dimmed, conversations hushed, a soft piano loop started playing from the speakers, and a projector screen unrolled on the far wall. People cheered, expecting a sweet trip down memory lane. They were wrong. The first clip showed a shaky phone video, familiar faces in unfamiliar situations. Jenna Morrison, the former student body president, tangled up in a dorm stairwell with her roommate's boyfriend. Gasps rippled. Jenna dropped her champagne glass. The next clip was even worse. Daniel Price, now a prominent senator's aide, sneaking out Professor Callahan's house, shirt untucked, at 3 a.m. A decade-old secret he thought was buried under layers of career moves and marriage. Clip after clip flashed on the screen. Grainy footage, candid photos, text message screenshots. Affairs. Betrayals. Friendships destroyed behind closed doors. The laughter stopped. People stared at each other, tried to read faces, trying to calculate who knew what. Some darted out of the room. Others fumbled for their phones. At the end of the montage, bold white letters appeared on the black screen. More to come in less. No signature. No explanation. Panic simmered beneath the surface. Jenna was the first to speak. Who the hell is behind this? Her voice shook, eyes scanning the crowd. Nobody answered. Daniel stormed toward the projector, yanking the flash drive free. But the damage was done. Someone had recorded their worst moments and waited 2 decades to reveal them. By midnight, theories spiraled. Was it Sarah Kwan, dumped by her boyfriend senior year after he cheated, caught in one of those exact clips? Or Mark Delgado, the class prankster who never really grew up and had been mysteriously flush with cash lately? Or maybe was it a group effort? The reunion unraveled fast. Old friends accused each other. Marriages teetered on confessions whispered in corners. By morning, half the guests had left town. No one knew who made the video, but everyone understood the message. No one's past stays buried forever. By Sunday morning, the reunion group chat, a harmless thread of RSVP jokes days before, exploded into chaos. Jenna Morrison, whoever did this, you've crossed a line. Own up. Daniel Price, legal action is coming. Unknown number. Tick-tock. That last message hit like a live wire. The sender's number was hidden. People started scrubbing social media, deleting old photos, frantically messaging each other behind lock screens. Rumors of affairs that weren't even the video bloomed like wildfire. Some classmates fled home to confront spouses before the whispers reached them. Others begged friends for information, anything to know how bad it might get. At noon, a second message arrived. Upload complete. Check your inboxes. Emails flooded in. Each person got a private link, with clips tailored just for them. Moments they'd forgotten, mistakes they'd buried, sent straight to their phones. Some were harmless, awkward hookups, drunken confessions. Others weren't. By evening, a third of the reunion attendees had lawyers. A few lost jobs. 2 divorces were confirmed. And still, no one knew who was behind it. That night, Jenna, Daniel, and 3 others met in a suite at the Grand Oak, the self-appointed damage control team. This isn't random, Jenna said, voice cold. This person, they had access to everything. We're looking at someone who planned this for years, Daniel added. They had footage from dorm parties, campus security feeds, even private messages. Some of those screenshots, those were never shared. They sat in heavy silence until Sarah Kwan spoke, quiet but firm. What if it's not about blackmail, she said. What if it's a message? Someone making a point. Daniel snorted. What point? That we're all garbage. Sarah met his eyes. That people remember. That the things we thought we got away with, we didn't. Jenna leaned back. Or maybe it's about power. The next morning, as guests left town in scattered, paranoid waves, a small envelope was slid under the door of the suite. No return address. Inside was a single photo, taken at a frat party their junior year. All of them were in it, smiling, drunk, carefree. On the back, one sentence scrawled in black ink. We were all in this together. The group stared at each other, realization dawning like a slow, suffocating fog. Maybe this wasn't about revenge. Maybe it was about reminding them exactly who they'd always been. By Monday, the hotel was nearly empty, except for the core group who couldn't leave, or wouldn't. Jenna, Daniel, Sarah, Mark Delgado, and a few others gathered in the lobby lounge, nursing coffees they weren't drinking. They spread out the old photo on the table between them. That night, Mark said slowly, tapping the picture, that was the party before Ethan Mitchell's accident. The group fell silent. Ethan, the quiet kid, the one they barely noticed, until his name hit the headlines. Freshman dies in dorm fire. They'd all been there that night. Drunk, stoned, reckless. Someone lit a mattress on fire as a joke. They swore it was under control. They swore Ethan wasn't even in the building. The school swept it up fast. No charges. No records. Everyone moved on. Jenna whispered. We signed statements, said we didn't know anything. Daniel's jaw clenched. We lied. Sarah stared at the photo, voice hollow. And someone didn't forget. A thick silence settled between them. That's when Mark said what they were all thinking. What if Ethan didn't die in that fire? Eyes darted around the circle. Jenna's throat tightened. He had no family. No one claimed the body. Sarah whispered, what if he's alive? Daniel shook his head, but his hands trembled. You're saying he's behind this? Mark leaned forward. I'm saying whoever sent that message was there. That night, with us. By the end of the week, they each received a final email. No threats. No blackmail. Just a file. The same video montage, but with one difference. The last frame, a face they all recognized, only older, colder. Ethan Mitchell, alive, staring into the camera. Behind him, a wall covered in photos. Their photos, news clippings, messages. A single sentence appeared below his face. See you at the next reunion. Jenna slammed her laptop shut, heart hammering in her chest. Across the city, Daniel stared blankly at his screen, hands frozen over his keyboard. Sarah dropped her phone as though it burned. Mark whispered, no, it's not possible. But it was. The message was clear. This wasn't about money, or revenge, or some juvenile prank. It was about the truth, the ugly, rotting truth they had all buried for 20 years under careers, families, and carefully constructed lives. Ethan Mitchell hadn't died in that fire. And now, he wanted them to remember. One by one, they each tried to trace the email. The IP address bounced through encrypted servers. The video vanished within hours, locked behind dead links. Law enforcement shrugged. It was all too vague, too slippery to chase. So they did the only thing left to do. They lived. But every deal Daniel made, every case Jenna won, every gala Mark attended, carried a shadow. The fear of seeing Ethan again. The dread of the next reunion. Because whoever Ethan had become, whatever scars he carried, he held their darkest secrets in his hands. And they all knew some ghosts don't haunt you from a grave. They haunt you from the past you swore you'd outrun. 1 year later, a sleek envelope arrived at their doors. No return address. Inside, a single card. 25-year reunion. Grand Oak Hotel. See you soon.